Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining this discussion today. As you know, we've been reflecting on our current curriculum at SMRC Cubs, especially in light of the changes brought on by the pandemic. We realize that our curriculum needs to become more experimental and visually engaging to better support our children's growth. Our goal today is to explore how our practice, resources, philosophy, and policies impact our curriculum design and identify ways to adapt effectively.
Yes, sounds great. I'm eager to hear more about how we can make these changes. Agreed. I think our curriculum could definitely use some tweaking to be more engaging.
Great. Let's start by looking some of the educational philosophies that influence our curriculum design. We have Prenalism, behaviorism, progressivism, and existentialism. Each of these philosophies has a different approach to how children learn and participate in the curriculum. For example, with Prenalism, the focus is on teaching established knowledge through reasoning and logic. It doesn't really consider the children's individual needs or contribution. Do you think this approach aligns with the kind of curriculum we want to develop, especially given our goals of making learning more experimental and visual engaging?
That's it. I think penalism might be too rigid for our needs. It seems to be more about the educator's knowledge than the child experiences, which does fit with our goal to make learning more hands-on.
What are your thoughts, Miss Sarah? Yes, thank you very much, Miss Sarah. What Miss Sarah has said, that it sounds like it doesn't leave much room for creativity or adapting to the children's interest. We need something that allows the children to explore and engage more effectively. I'm with you on that. Let's consider behaviorism next. This philosophy gives educators control over the learning environment, making it either pleasant or unpleasant based on the content and delivery. While it offers structure, it might not fully support a dynamic and child centered approach. What do you think would be the pros and cons of this behaviorism in our context, Mr. Varon?
Behaviorism could help in meaning order and ensuring that certain key concepts are covered, but I worry that it might surpass the children's creativity if we are too focused on control.
What's your thoughts on this, Miss Sarah? Yes, and if the environment becomes too controlled, we might miss opportunities for the children to learn through exploration. We want them to be curious and engaged with the content, not just receive information precisely. Well, that's exactly the great point. Let's move on progressivism, which is more child-centered. It encourages children to actively participate in learning through exploration, problem solving, and creative. What do you think this aligns with our goal to make learning more visual and experimental?
Progressivism sounds like a perfect fit. It allows children to be part of our learning process, and they can learn by doing, which is what we want. It is about guiding them rather than just instructing.
Great. Let's also consider the policy, particularly the national quality standards. For example, Quality Area 1 emphasizes that educational programs must be engaging and stimulating. By aligning with progressivism and existentialism, we can create a curriculum that meets this standard by being more responsive to children's interest. Let's also keep in mind Quality Area 3, which focus on physical environment. We need to ensure our space that are not only safe but also set up a way that supports hands-on visual learning experience.
We should definitely think about how we can use our space better. Maybe more interactive setups or areas where kids can engage in tactical activities.
And involving families, as suggested in Quality Area 6, can help us tailor learning experiences to each child's background and interest, making learning more meaningful. Well, absolutely. Collaborating with families will be key. So, our next steps are to document this reflection and start drafting some changes to our curriculum that incorporates more child centered experimental and visual learning and elements. We also receive our physical space and resources to ensure support these changes. Well, thank you both of you for your valuable input today. Let's continue to work together to refine our curriculum to best meet the needs of our children. Once again, thank you very much for your contribution.